And I kind of felt it going into it, like from yesterday to the day, I felt it going into it. But I got the job and I kept the belt, and I'm happy for that. But I'm definitely not happy about my performance.
What made it so difficult, in your opinion? What made it so difficult? Maybe because he was just like, I feel like he didn't want to engage that much.
He came to survive. I mean, I know what he came. He came to survive. He didn't want to get knocked out. He came to survive, and it was just like I was chasing him. I just had to chase him for 12 rounds.
Does Zorrilla present any surprises that you weren't expecting?
Just the running around. I mean, I thought he was going to engage more, but then when I did drop him, I think that was the third round, then he really just ran around even more.
Can you explain what you meant about the hometown jitters? How are you experiencing that?
Because it's like everybody you ever know is like here, like everybody, like, everybody's like dealing with tickets and dealing with so many different things, and it literally will get to you, so it's just, I think that's a natural part of things, like the hometown jitters thing, that's just a natural part of it.
What do you think about the overall
scorecard? In a way that you normally wouldn't.
Sorry.
I don't know who to answer first.
You found yourself getting nervous and worrying about the fight in a way that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was. It's something that just happens. I guess it's just like I said, the hometown jitters thing. It just happens. Like my last fight when I fought Zepeda, I felt like Zepeda was a way better fighter, and I fought in LA, and I was just way more comfortable there. When I fought here in New Orleans, it just was, because you have so much pressure on you, and yeah, the pressure kind of gets to you.
Is that going to be a problem next time then? Because Matchroom want to bring you back here, don't they?
Yeah, well, we got to talk about doing Matchroom now. So it depends. It all depends. But I don't think next time we probably go on the road. Then we'll maybe come back here down the line, but not next.
Was the camp at home hard for you, or different than what you would normally do if the camp was somewhere else?
Here, when it was here?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, camp was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did camp. Camp was cool here, bro. Like, I wasn't distracted. I wasn't disturbed with nothing like that for camp. It's just like I said, the fight is totally different from camp. It's always gonna be a big difference.
How did this compare to Alaska when you came in for the first time? When you talk about that?
Same thing, bro. Nervous. I was nervous. Yeah, the same thing. This was even a bigger scale. This was definitely a bigger scale, and this was a better fight than Alaska.
What'd you make of the scorecards overall? They put all over the place. What'd you thought about that?
I mean, I definitely felt like I won it. I didn't see how they scored it for him, but I mean, whatever. I don't think it was close, but I know my performance definitely wasn't good.
What adjustments do you think you should have made throughout the fight to maybe have a better performance to your liking?
Just cut him off more. And I feel like now I can say that I should have been. A lot of times I was doing the throw-out jab. I should have been stepping with my jab instead of just trying to throw a setup jab. And then after I dropped him, I definitely should have just cut him off more and stuff like that, and throw more shots to the body.
How much frustrated as the fight went on that you couldn't put him away and he kept being able to reward you?
Yeah, I was getting a little frustrated for sure. I definitely was getting frustrated. Yeah.
How much trouble did you think he was in when he knocked him down? Did you think he was in trouble?
I didn't really see how he fell, to be honest. So I don't know. He got up kind of okay. I didn't think he was in like super trouble. I mean, he could have been a little trouble, but I don't think it was like lights out time.
It's a good shot. You damn near did a backflip.
Oh, I didn't really see it. I dropped him, and then I just went to, I went to the neutral corner.
Did you feel like you could have maybe had a camp? I know you said it was like 6 weeks. I know you just mentioned the Matchroom kind of basically called you, they called you, hey, you gotta fight, you gotta set this up no matter what. I feel like maybe your training camp wasn't maybe not 100%. Maybe you just wanted to take a
No, definitely never. I would never say that my training camp was 100%. That's never going to be an excuse for me. No, I trained. We had a switch of opponents, but I still trained like that. It was just like I said, the opponent, he just came, he just ran around. That was it.
I didn't hear what you said in the ring when you were asked about the first round. Were you knocked down there?
I think it looked like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like when it happened, I was like, that wasn't a knockdown, because I did fall on his feet, but then he did hit me with a shot, and so it looked like I got.
Did it feel like a knockdown?
No, that's what I'm saying. In the ring, it didn't feel like a knockdown.
You didn't call it one.
So you didn't take the second round off just to recover?
No, I wasn't never hurt in the fight at all. I mean, I think I have some stuff on my face, but he never hit me with a shot that was like, all right, this dude really hit hard. It wasn't nothing like that.
Regis, what do you you said you were getting the jitters a little bit. So we've had this week where we talking about how Tia Lopez, and you said you wanted to stop being asked about it, which I do understand. But do you think that added some pressure?
Of course, definitely. I mean, it's a natural thing, and sometimes you might overlook things you have you know, I have so many big opportunities in front of me, so much big, crazy money, and so sometimes you look past these opponents, and I think naturally that's kind of what you will do, and maybe I did do that. I was looking past that. I guess I was looking past the world.
Is it easier to not look at this if you're not at home? Do you think it just all kind of just adds up at once to?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, the hometown jitters thing, that's just a real thing, bro. Like, I've seen so many fighters, they go on the road and they perform so good, and then, you know, they have so many fighters that they come home and they just look terrible because you just have so much pressure on you, and you got so much pressure the whole week.
Is the way New Orleans is, like loving the good time and loving the partying and the games and all that, also kind of work against you as you're trying to kind of prepare to fight at this level?
Yeah, but that's if you live here. Yeah, I don't live here. You know, I'm here all the time, but I don't live here. So I think for sure, yeah, that definitely could.
Regis, Bill Haney was here. He was just said he was quote unquote scouting, and then and I asked him, I said, you know, the fight with Devin Haney presenting, because I know Eddie said they're gonna make him a proposal after this fight. So what do you think overall? You know, do you feel like a fight with Devin Haney will just exercise it immediately after this? But question for both of y'all.
Yeah, for me, it's up to Regis. I mean, you know, I think that the great thing about tonight is there's going to be a lot of people queuing up to fight. I've not mentioned any of those big names, mention Regis' name before tonight. Other than Devin, fair play to him. But now I think you're going to see people actually target Regis Prograis and say, oh, I think he might be beatable now, which we know that there's, you know, completely different performance to come from Regis Prograis. And that's the one thing I'm happy about. And, you know, I believe Devin wants that fight. And don't forget, he's a champion, and Devin's going to be coming up challenging, but we give him respect, he's undisputed lightweight world champion, but he's got 5 or 6 options.
Really. Would a championship fight like with Rowley or something like that, or potentially?
Listen, Rowley might even fancy it. I don't think so, but listen, Rowley's going to get beat by anybody, right? So he needs the biggest payday he can get to give up his belt. Teofimo hasn't vacated the title. Teofimo against Regis Prograis is a fucking great fight. Devin Haney against Regis Prograis is a fucking great fight. Tank against Regis Prograis is a fucking great fight.
What kind of fight is it?
A fucking great fight. The thing is, we're not going to see the best of Regis in fights like that. And by the way, I've got to be honest, I was disgusted with Zorilla's performance. Because I think Regis could have been better. He should have cut the ring off. But there's lots of things like, you know, when you get a chance like that to come and win a world title, and by the way, the guy can fucking punch. Zorrilla. It's not like he couldn't have won the fight if he would have stood there and let his hands go and traded. Who knows? But like, that's the disappointment. And you know, Regis needed to be better. Like, you're going to see the best of him against elite opposition.
Regis, can you understand the mentality if somebody gets a champion? I'm sorry.
When was the last time you had an opponent as bad on one of your cards?
Listen, he's a good fighter. It wasn't
that bad of a
yeah, I mean, you know, when someone feels the power, when someone doesn't actually want to engage, it's easy for us to sit here and say, come on, do this, let your hands go. He's probably thinking, fuck that. I don't want, excuse me, be quiet up the back, please. Thank you. He's probably thinking, yeah, I can let my hands go. Fuck that. I don't want to let my hands go. This guy's, you know, he's a savage. So I don't blame. You can never blame a fighter for not wanting to engage. But he made the fight reasonably close because no one really got a chance to land anything. But it was the knockdown and other stuff as well. But it wasn't that he was bad. It was just disappointing for him that he never really came to win the fight.
Regis, what do you learn about just yourself and maybe like fighting a guy who is trying to survive? Like, what do you do different, kind of looking at your performance this time?
I just go back in the gym and improve. That's the main thing. Go back, talk to my coaches, go back in the gym and, work on different things. And like I said, a lot of it had to do with, you get the hometown thing, the hometown jitters and stuff like that. I think that played a part in it for me. But even overall, I still have to go back in the gym and work on some things.
The other thing I'll say is that we sat in a steak restaurant 7 weeks before this fight and made a decision to take this date. He probably had a 6-week camp. No excuses, it was still,
No excuses, I don't make that excuse.
But no, I will, because I don't, at the end of the day, that it was different, weight was a little bit different, all those things normally on an 8, 10, 12-week camp that you'd have for an elite guys,
Did you ever feel threatened by Zorrilla in that fight at all, any moment?
Like I said, he was strong, but I just never felt like, I felt stronger punches. So I never felt threatened at all.
Once the fight got past about the 9th round, were you feeling like any pressure to finish it off, or is this just going to have to play itself out like this?
Yes and no. It was like sometimes it's like, man, I feel like I need to step it up. My coach was like, man, like step it up, start throwing more punches and stuff like that. But at the same time, I just don't want to go out there and get careless, like because of the hometown crowd, because of the hometown jitters. I heard people saying my name, Regis and Ruru and all that stuff, and then when you hear that, you can play into that stuff, and then that's when something bad could happen. So I actually reversed that. I was like, nah, I'm not about to play into that. Let me just go out here and kind of stay smart.
When fighters are in the ring, they say they get into a zone. They don't really hear anything outside of it. Did you hear anybody close to you, family members, friends, anybody that you?
I hear people all the time. Yeah,
okay.
I definitely hear people all the time.
Rojo Jr. was here and he was happy about your performance, and he said, I really would like to see that fight against Devin Haney. How are you happy overall just having Rojo Jr., a legendary fighter?
That's my fight. I told Roy, I'm cool with Roy, so I'm definitely glad all the people came out. Roy, along with a lot of other people, came out for sure.
Manny Fresh was here.
Fresh, I mean, a lot of people came out. Who else was here?
Jose Alvarado.
Was he really?
Yeah, a lot of people came out, bro, so I'm definitely shout out to the Roy, and yeah, I'm glad everybody came, but like I said, for me, bro, I want to be the best in the world, and after this, I definitely have to go and improve.
Is your next fight, and this for Regis and Eddie, is the next fight going to be a unified fight?
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to. I think every champion should try and unify as quickly as possible, but also I feel like he's in the prime of his career. I want to make him the biggest fight for the most amount of money and the biggest platform, the biggest moments in boxing. And I feel like with everybody moving to 140, the WBC title is a prestigious belt. I feel like it's probably the most prestigious title right now, 100